Okay, we're live. Okay. You ready to do this?
All right, that's it. Hey, how's it going? Name's Justin.
I don't think we need to do like
Introduction?
yeah.
No, not to each other.
Hey, I'm Denny. Or do you think we should? Everybody's gonna know us, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right now, this is just the
fan base is small so far.
Thank you to the 3 people out there.
Shout out, Mom,
Jenna, kids. So what's up, bud? How's your day been?
Good.
Watched the Chiefs game earlier.
Yes, sir.
How was that for you?
Emotional roller coaster. That shit was wild.
That was wild. What do you think is going to be the status on Mahomes?
I don't know. I mean, I
hope. Did you see when he got up though?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he looked.
He was dazed. He was sleeping.
I've had plenty of days like that. From both too, from my fighting days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm hopeful that it's a slight concussion because he was able to run off.
Yeah, he sprinted off. Honestly, I thought he was going to come back in.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of waiting. How would you have felt if he would have come back in? Would you have been okay with that?
No, God, no.
Yeah. I think that'd be, like, I get it. In that kind of sense, he's the leader of the team. And probably he was sitting, he didn't come back out to the field. So he was probably, he's in the back dying.
Yeah.
And especially when the Browns started to come back there.
Yeah.
So they made it interesting. Like that stupid interception. No idea.
So
Who the fuck was he even throwing it to? Like just a wobbly duck too.
Yeah.
Like, here you go, boys. Just
Sorry,
throws
guys,
it
it's
up.
my first game since 2014.
So now who do they play? They play the
Bills.
Bills, yeah.
Yeah, Bills.
What do you think is going to go down there?
It's going to be riots is what's going to happen.
It's going to be a good game, I think, though. Like, the
yeah.
Bills are on fire. They had a great season.
Yeah.
What is it, 3rd straight year for the Chiefs?
3rd. Yeah.
3rd.
This would be their 3rd Super Bowl.
How many years has Mahomes played now? Is this his 3rd year?
This is his 4th.
4th?
Yeah.
So I had tagged you in that thing with Baker Mayfield, Mahomes when they played in college. Did you see the stats? Mahomes, I believe, had 88 pass attempts in that game.
Yeah.
Fucking absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So right now we're watching. We got the Bucks and the Saints going on right now. Who do you think is going to take this one?
Saints.
Saints? Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I just say the Bucks had a good year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of Brady at all. I don't pretend that. I'm obviously a Seahawks fan and just not my year. So I'm
Condolences for that.
Thanks, bud. I'm more of an outsider looking in this year, but still a fan of the game. I always cheer for a certain team in a game. Are you that way?
Oh, absolutely.
You always.
Even if it's not my team playing, I'll still pick a team.
Yeah, pick a team. Yeah. We've obviously watched a couple games together. We usually are communicating back and forth during games. I snap. You've had a couple videos sent to me. I get pretty vocal and heated. I just enjoy watching the games. Obviously, right now we're in halftime. So we're doing our little podcast that we're gonna run a little experiment with. Hopefully it turns out. So yeah, let's bullshit. Enough about football. We'll come back to football. Obviously, as the game's going, we'll probably stop to watch some plays like that. The highlight we got. Dazen, how do you pronounce it? Dazen?
I go DAZN.
DAZN?
I don't know where the O comes or the E.
Like
I just think it makes sense.
Like the food? Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, we come up with a couple topics that we were going to bullshit on. Obviously, recent news. Everybody, I think, you have Netflix, obviously. So do you use just the personal one, the premium one, the 4K one? What do you use?
Just personal.
Just personal,
That's
so
it.
one screen.
Yeah.
So in recent news, I'm sure you've seen they're talking about upgrading the price. Myself, I use the premium because I obviously have 3 kids. I have a TV in my bedroom, TV in the what we're gonna be calling the cave, the old man cave. Then in the living room, and I do subscribe to the premium for the 4K because I have the 4K TV. So the price is for the standard one, I believe it's going up to $14.99. Which like not even a year ago, I think it was $9.99. And for premium is going up to $18.99. Do you think that's justified? Because for me, it's like I also have Amazon. I had Crave for a little bit. I checked that out. Really like it. And for me, with Disney and everything, I just found that Netflix has really fallen off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Every show that I find on there, even their new releases, like this recently, is all old Adam Sandler movies and shit I've seen 300,000 times. And I don't know about you, but I download. I'm not gonna hide it. I download a lot off Pirate Bay or for use uTorrent. So a lot of stuff that I like to see, I will just download. So me and Jenna, who's my fiance, I've been talking lately what we're gonna do. $20 is $20. You're gonna spend it either way, but I just find like $20 for this, $20 for DAZN, or 25 or whatever it is. And for me, like even DAZN, like I only use it for football. So probably after the Super Bowl, I'll cancel my subscription and then I'll start it up. And for me, like the only reason I have these is because I stopped using cable because I just found cable was just too ridiculous. Where do you stand on it? Like, do you have Disney or anything?
Oh, I got Disney, Prime Video, Netflix, Crave, Hulu, fucking everything.
So I don't have Disney. Is there a lot of good stuff on Disney? Or
Disney bought out like Star Wars and everything now too. So they do a lot of different things.
Did they buy out Fox or do they own Fox? So it's like The Simpsons and stuff on there?
Yeah, The Simpsons is on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
like every episode?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have like all the old TV shows, like Even Stevens.
Oh really?
All that stuff, Boy Meets World.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Fucking old Corey.
Yeah.
Corey and Topanga, like the original.
Yeah.
Man, that's the shit I grew up on. Because obviously, for the people watching and listening, there's a little bit of an age gap between myself and you. I'm turning 42 and you're 28, right?
Yep.
So obviously I grew up on certain things that you didn't and vice versa. But Boy Meets World, a classic, forever classic. Me going through, junior high, I related to a lot of the stuff. I grew up in a small town. I was kind of an outsider growing up, so I didn't have the girls, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not I wasn't the handsome guy I am now. It took a lot of tattoos and a lot of rough and tumble, perfecting my being an asshole and everything like that to get some girls. Well, yeah. So you'd recommend Disney then?
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Over Netflix, I'd recommend anything.
Yeah, because like right now, I barely use Netflix. The big thing on Netflix I find that's better than the other is because we have Elijah, our 2-year-old daughter. So you can go right on Netflix. I like the organization of Netflix. When you go on there, it's a lot more streamlined and cleaner. You can have, like, I go right to kids. I throw on Spirit or whatever for her. So for us, it just, that sense, it's hard to give up, the ease, the habit, the familiarity of it. But it's probably going to be getting the axe.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, Disney does the same thing. They got it broken down into Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, all
really?
all different categories. So
Yeah. So I think right now, because of Xbox on Live or whatever, on the membership you get your perks for doing achievements, and I actually do have a free month of Disney, but obviously I have to sign up, give my credit card information, and I'm kind of on the fence on doing that, but probably within the next month or so, as football winds down and I do switch away from DAZN, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
Cool. Any shows you're watching right now that you're kind of hooked on?
I mean, I watched WandaVision.
What was that?
It's Marvel. So it's Vision. Or do you watch Marvel movies at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, sorry. I don't at all. I don't.
But basically, it's Vision and I forget the other lady's name. But basically, it's a spin-off universe, and they're married, and they're just like both of them never died because in Endgame they both die, or Vision dies in Endgame. Sorry. So in this universe, Vision's never died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's only two episodes out. So they just kind of changed the story.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a new show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just right now, like, because I use Prime, and I'm sure I'd be familiar with that if I had Disney. That's on Disney, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm hooked on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend. It's like, honestly, it's got a Sons of Anarchy vibe, but it's like ranchers, and I'm obviously not a cowboy kind of guy. But yeah, it's really fucking good, man. It's just the rawness of it and the killing. If you can hear that, that's my little daughter, apparently. Shut the hell up! So going back to, for me where I grew up and everything like that, obviously our different ages, there's different things. What's something that, like, what's a weird fad that you did growing up? Like a haircut that you regret, or something you really got into?
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh cards is not really weird anymore, but it was. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, all that, right? It kind of was like, everybody was super big into it, and then it stopped, and everybody's like, oh, that's stupid, that's lame, everything else, and now they're selling for like $10,000, $12,000.
Tons of money. Like some of my buddies, like a friend of mine, Kyle Winfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him, but I see him selling them all the time, and like, obviously, I like to stay in with pop culture and stuff. I'm not too familiar with them because I was a little older, right? Yeah. And when they came out, it was more or less my little cousins. But yeah, some of that shit's pretty crazy. And for me, the only way I can relate to it is when I was a little kid. Yeah. Growing up, it was like hockey cards and stuff. Like Wayne Gretzky's rookie card and shit. Like I remember in high school, some guy had 6 of them. He sold them all and bought his first car with hockey cards, So, so you were pretty hardcore about them. Yeah. Did you have them in a book, or how did you?
Oh no, yeah, we had them in decks. We had them in binders. The Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they came with like this little fucking arm thing. Yeah. Like off the show. Yeah. So you'd put that on, you'd duel with each other.
With the cards? Yeah. How the fuck did that work? Like, was it like poker? Like the best hand wins?
And then they had 5 different slots right here. And then you had like a deck holder right here. So you could insert your deck, and then you'd pick it, and you'd have your cards here, and you could put them down on your card slots. And yeah.
Who, with you and your brother Austin?
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are close now. Were you always like that growing up?
No.
Oh no, you guys fight a lot?
Same thing. Yeah, I was like probably till 13. I was 13 or 14, and then we just fought. Didn't get along. He went and got a girlfriend. I didn't like her. Told him that all the time. He was like, "Fuck you."
You guys ever get physical?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who usually won the battles?
Oh, me.
Because you're older, right?
Yeah, by 2 years.
By 2 years. Were you always bigger, or?
No, he was actually bigger than me most of the time.
Yeah. I haven't known you that long, but we got pretty tight right away.
Yeah.
I'm just getting to know him.
Yeah.
He does, like, you're a funny, great guy, but he does seem a lot more like sensitive in some way, you know what I'm saying? Like if you give him a hard time, he'd probably cry about it. Is that pretty accurate? Or,
yeah, it depends on what you're picking on him for, but yeah.
No, I like the guy. I would never do that. Yeah. I don't think, but we all work together, so. But you guys, like, I grew up with 3 brothers. For me, there was my brother Derek, who's 4 years younger than me. Yeah. And then my 2 younger brothers, who are, I believe, 12 and 13 younger than us. Their dad more or less raised us. We had different dads, so we're half brothers. Yeah. I'm really close with my brother Donnie. We've never fought. We've had some arguments. But the other 2, we've been physical. I'm undefeated. Not that it's funny now, right? Like inside I feel bad because they're my brothers, and obviously, you know, when you get older, it's not like childish arguments where whatever. We got physical. I knocked my brother right out cold on Thanksgiving. Looking back, I feel bad because my mom fucking lost it. And it's just silly, like the dumbest shit. Like my brother yelled at my daughter when she was little, and me being the protective dad, I just reacted and didn't really think. So, for me, like, I think the craziest fad for me, because I grew up in a time where there was no internet, right? Like I've seen it all, dude. You know the old stories where your grandpa used to walk uphill both ways or whatever. I had to live without TV and internet. So what's worse? I don't know. But obviously, like, I grew up in the era of when MTV was actually like a music station, so that's where I got my pop culture. I think the biggest memory I have for the stupidest fucking thing I ever did was Vanilla Ice. Yeah. I went through this phase where, like, I'm part native, so when I was growing up I was pretty dark. I had the fucking jet black hair. I got teased real bad, and I got called the Indian and everything like that. It sucked, but it is what it is. It's no skin off my back. I really don't give a shit. But I wanted to get outside of that, so I like tried to be, you know, whoever else I could be that wasn't me. Vanilla Ice came out with Ice Ice Baby. Fucking, I did the whole lip sync contest. So I went to the barber. My mom took me, and I wanted Vanilla Ice hair. I don't know if you remember it, but it was like the fucking. And some guy like Justin Bieber, I think his hair is kind of similar, but obviously it's Vanilla Ice to Justin Bieber or whatever. So I go, and I have actually, like, maybe not now, but I used to have super fucking thick hair. So I go, I get the side shaved, I get the lines done. Fucking this hairdresser does a good job actually, but to get my thing, because I have poker straight hair on top, I get a fucking perm. So I get this fucking perm, and I'm looking tight, dude. So I'm looking in the mirror, I'm fucking, oh yeah, I got the lines. Fuck, she does a primo job. Well, here, like, I grew up in this tiny town, Manitoba. You could literally ride your bike from anywhere you wanted to go. There's a ball tournament going on. I leave. I'm like, my mom's fucking going. I'm like, nope, I gotta go show this shit off. So I leave, fucking ride my bike to the fairgrounds. Middle of the summer, it's like June, July, whatever, because obviously there's a ball tournament going on. I get there and everybody's looking at me. Well, here, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I look, finally, this is my moment. This is my moment. I'm the guy right now. I get up there and everybody starts pointing and laughing. I'm like, okay, what the fuck, man? I can't see in a mirror. I have no idea what's going on. They don't say nothing. I'm like, whatever, fuck this. I live like 2 blocks away. I'm riding my bike home, fucking single tear coming down. This is true fact. It crushed me. I finally felt like I was gonna, have my I'm popular moment. I get home, go inside our house, you walk in the door, go upstairs, our bedrooms are up there. I go up, fucking walk by, shit you not, as I'm walking by, I walk by the bathroom. I see the mirror. I shit you not. I walk by. Oh, I'm fucking dying just thinking of this. Walk by. I see myself in the mirror. Well, here, fucking on my bike ride, the fucking wind blew up my hair. So here I got this Lyle Lovett fucking looking. I was like this, right? So fucking, I'm like, ah, fuck. Then I understood it and it clicked right there for me. And then I had to get it cut because she left so much length in the perm, you can't just perm it away or wash it out. You know, it's not like a temporary hair dye. Fuck. So yeah, I shit you not, I was probably like 10, 11. And it just fucking haunts me till this day. Oh, fuck.
That's funny. Holy shit.
Yeah. Need a breather. Yeah, it's a good story. Brings me back. Fuck. I grew that town I grew up in, so I left there 16 years ago, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I grew up there, lived there most of my life. I've never gone back.
Really?
Fucking says a lot about that place, don't it?
Never even drove through.
No, man, because it's like way out of the way, right?
Yeah.
So it's south of Brandon, right on the American border, kind of tucked in the, like where Saskatchewan and Manitoba meet, and then that little T, if you think about it. It's in there. Tie game, eh?
That's going to be tight.
Third quarter.
Oh, breezy.
Oh. Where are you going, man? He dropped that. So as far as food goes,
yep.
Are you, you know me, I like
you're
a little...
grazer. You're like a cow. You just steady all day.
I like a little bit of everything, but at the same time, I'm a picky eater, right?
Yeah.
Like, I won't eat seafood or shrimp.
Yeah.
I like sushi. I like my Reese bars.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sponsored, but I'll take some Pepsi, you know?
Send the check.
We're a box of Reese, man. Either or, money's money. I'm either spending it or you fucking save me the money.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Reese, to be honest. Are you more of a... Like, I like my fucking steaks. I like my steaks. I like my potatoes. I like pork chops.
Yep.
How about you? Are you more of a snack guy or a big meal guy? A little of both?
I say healthy mix.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, healthy
Sundays is just steady eating all day.
Yeah,
Snacks, yeah. Appetizers, everything else.
Yeah. Did you ever have, like, growing up, did you have like a Sunday was a big family supper day, or?
Yeah, usually once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I never really had that because, like, my dad passed away when I was 13, so my mom had to work a lot, and we kind of just, I think that's where my eating habits come from, is because we had to snack a lot. She fed us when she had time, we had to fend for ourselves a lot. And now I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I like to eat what I eat.
Yeah.
But for like, now as a dad, like, it's different for you because you're a single dude, no kids or whatever. But I'm trying to give structure to my kids that I didn't have, so we try to have one day a week where we have a family supper.
Yeah.
It does get hard because Jenna obviously works at the hospital.
Yeah.
Works shift work, so our schedules kind of don't always coincide with each other. Sometimes I'm off during the day and she's working during the day, or she's working nights. And then we just don't, obviously, we have the same schedule basically. We work normally till 6:37. All too often we don't get our days off, so we get Sundays. And then honestly, one day of the week, it's like you're trying to catch up. For me, it's catching up on laundry.
Oh yeah.
Catching up on groceries. I actually have to go get groceries. I put it off so we can do our podcast, because I enjoy this. I enjoy spending time with you. It's always a good laugh. And it alleviates the stress from the week, honestly.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite meal would be?
Favorite meal.
If you could have, say you're on fucking death row.
Yeah.
You're on death row for eating cats. They fucking come in. Mr. Doyle,
Yeah.
do you have any last requests? Blah, blah, blah. What is your last meal request?
A Monte Cristo with strawberry jam.
What?
Damn right.
What the fuck is that?
A Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
You've never had a Monte
So
Cristo?
like a sandwich?
It's a sandwich.
What's on it?
It's turkey, ham, right?
With
It's like a double decker, right? And you take the bread and you dunk it in the eggs, and then you almost cook the bread like it's French toast.
Oh yeah.
And then you put a little strawberry jam
They had
on
that
there.
at Smitty's, man.
Woo!
Something similar.
Is, yeah.
Oh fuck. I think that's good. Why jam?
Because it just
It's
adds
kind of a
sweetness.
weird fucking. Oh yeah.
It adds a sweetness to the saltiness of the ham and the turkey. And
Oof.
that's fantastic. I'm telling you. What'd be yours?
You know what? I fucking my favorite right now. I'll go with because I do like so many foods.
Yeah.
I really fucking love the steak and sushi from Earl's. The sauce, everything. Honestly, I had never had sushi in my whole life. I always thought it was gross. My first ever date with Jenna,
Yeah.
we were talking for a bit. We had gone for walks or whatever, and I texted her one morning. I had tons of cash in the bank, rolling, whatever. Texted her in the morning, like 10 in the morning. Said, "Hey, we're going on a date. We're prepared to leave town." Fucking high roller I am. Took her to Banff. Took her out for supper in Banff, whatever. Now she tells me that she was a little nervous, didn't really know me going out of town, whatever. But yeah, that's the first time I tried it. I had steak and sushi, and it was so good, dude. And it's always been my favorite. But now, obviously, with COVID, you can order it, fucking skip the dishes.
Yeah.
Just not the same. Like it gets here,
It's really
like.
not.
A steak is something you want to eat fresh off the fucking grill.
Yeah.
So I try to emulate it. Like I'll buy sushi and make a steak here, but just not the same.
It's the atmosphere that adds to it too.
Oh yeah,
Everything
for
else,
sure.
right?
Yeah, that's one thing. Like with COVID and the lockdown, like lately I've been like I'm not a big go out kind of guy.
Yeah.
But excuse me, just the other day, like that's one thing I do miss is going out for supper with the family, the kids, as a dad or whatever. Like I like going out with my kids because it's kind of like my moment to show off my family.
Yeah.
Like a guy that, when you first bought your car, you probably drove it around. Similar for me, like I love my family, I'm proud of my kids, so when I go out, even to go to the mall, it's like I like going with them because that's my unit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, on the COVID topic, obviously a lot of people focus on the negatives. It's been trying, it's changed everything from the economy to mental health. It's been obviously a medicine hat here. We've been hit pretty hard. Why don't we steer away from that and see the light in the tunnel, silver lining?
Yeah.
Have you found any positive at all, or any little positives from COVID that maybe you tried something different that you normally didn't do, or you've spent more time with your family, anything like that?
Well, right before COVID hit, I went to Costa Rica, and I wasn't gonna go, and then everybody was like, "Oh, you better not go because COVID's coming."
Oh, really?
Well,
like
shit, like I better go then.
Yeah.
I looked at it differently. I was like, well, I actually better go then because I might not have a chance again.
So it kind of like
It like pushed me
pushed
out of
you,
my
yeah,
comfort
yeah.
zone to go. Yeah.
So you went like when it was just starting to become a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right
How
at the very
long did you
beginning.
go for?
I went for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, eh? Is that where you went cliff jumping and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was unbelievable.
Did you
Yeah.
when you did it? Because I've cliff jumped before too,
Yeah.
right? And a little whatever similar thing. Something happened that pushed me to do it.
Yeah.
When you went to do it, did you have to talk yourself into it, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was standing there because it was like 90 feet high.
Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
murky water, so you can't see anything. Seen other people do it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But then you look over the edge and I'm like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And then this big jacked up dude who had like 4 or 5 beers in him, he's like, oh, if I do a backflip off this, will you jump? I was like, okay. Then he did a backflip, smacked his lip.
Oh.
Comes up, just bloodied him. Holy shit, okay, I gotta do it now.
This really fucking convinced me. Thanks, bud. Jesus. Was there a lot of, like, is it a busy place there when you're...
It depends on where you go. Like, we did 2 weeks and we backpacked pretty much all around it.
Who'd you go with?
2 friends from Calgary and then one from here.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We're back. I gotta stop clapping.
You do.
You gotta tell me.
I just gotta... Just
ASMR,
little ones, little
what's it
golf
got?
claps.
ASMR?
Yeah, a little ASMR for you.
Gotta get the old...
Yes.
Are you into any shit like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I got into it like for a 2-month stretch. Because
Really?
it was just on Snapchat, like
Yeah.
those Snap Story things,
Yeah.
right? And it was just always these people eating fucking crazy ass Asian foods.
Oh,
And I'd watch it and be like, what the hell is that?
yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, okay. And then you just get sucked in.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And the fact that people actually make a living
Yeah.
doing it. Like I seen today, a guy from Regina. I don't know if you've seen that guy that's made like a sailboat toboggan
Yeah.
in that windstorm. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, so he like took a shitty toboggan or whatever and like made poles and put garbage bags or whatever. Came across it on the old gram
Yeah.
and went to his profile and he sure shit, he's a guy that does ASMR, makes his living, everything like that. So cheers to
Wow.
those guys.
Yeah.
Got a good game going on here. We
Fantastic game.
it's tied yet again. Seems to be just going back and
Yeah.
forth. 2020 in the fourth. Brady with the pass. That was a fucking grab
Oh my
by
god.
Johnson.
That's something you don't see enough of either. Female refs. I think that's
Yeah.
the first one I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be turning a page as far as coaches and stuff go too, right? I think it was in college football they just had the first female kicker.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not trying to be sexist. I think still sports should be separated. Like I don't think a woman should come in and play NFL football.
No, absolutely
by any
not.
means. I get that they want equal rights, equal wages, whatever. A job's a job, and you should get equal pay for the same job. But as far as for my outstanding, I was a fighter for a long time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go in and fight a female
Yeah.
because mentally I wouldn't feel okay with fighting a female, and I think I'd hold back.
Mhm.
She'd probably kick my ass, whatever, and then I'd be embarrassed. But as far as that goes, I think they are, they're making strides to change that stigma.
Yeah,
but they
absolutely.
do have, they have the WNBA, women's hockey and stuff. And it's funny because you don't see guys going to try join
Yeah.
the women's NBA, because I think in some sense you get a guy like different genetics and different, life stuff.
Yeah.
A guy obviously is going to have the size advantage, and we are genetically built to be stronger in that sense. We were the rooters, the hunters, but we'll see. So anyways, we took a little break.
Yep.
Camera battery was dying. So we're back. We left off talking about your trip to Costa Rica. Wow, another fucking catch.
The flag though.
For what? And talking about cliff jumping.
Yep.
We've been talking for a while. This is our kind of pilot episode, if you will. If you might. Some quirks. So I think we'll start petering off here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it turns out. What should we, you got any other crazy story? You ever meet a cool celebrity?
I've met a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see that I met Trevor Wallace. We went to EDC and met him. He was also there with a bunch of other comedians. And then I actually met quite a few.
Did you just happen to run into him, or
Yeah, so that one, it was really weird.
did
Basically,
you
we were just there,
seek him out, or
and my brother Austin was there with us, and he just turned, and he was just tweaking. Austin didn't know what the hell was going on, and he turns, he's like, "That's the guy on YouTube." And we're like, what guy on YouTube? What the hell are you talking about? It's the guy with the AirPods thing. He did the AirPods video. We're like, what the fuck is that? I turned out, like, oh, that's Trevor Wallace. So I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'll go ask him for a photo. And I just walked right up and, hey man, can I have a photo? He's like, yeah, dude, no problem.
Chill dude, though.
Yeah.
Chill dude.
He's like, yeah, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Had a little conversation. It was super cool.
And what were you going to say? Sorry, I cut you
off. And then, I've also met quite a few musicians. I think it was 3 years ago. I was just out of a job. And then the Canalta Center posted a job for setup and teardown for all the music that they're doing. So yeah, I got to set up, teardown for Tragically Hip, a few other bands as well. Tragically Hip was like their last show basically too, so that was really cool.
That's pretty surreal actually. Yeah. That's iconic. I know you had told me about it before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry, it made me start thinking about the last thing about COVID. Yeah. Like, I really I like going to concerts, so you know, and that's always something like right now you don't have that opportunity because you're not out doing those things, right? I think for me, on that thought, like the craziest for me, I lived in Winnipeg for quite a while. And I lived on the street, Corden Avenue, which is, if you're familiar with Calgary or at Edmonton with White Ave or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a similar situation, and it's old Italy or Little Italy, whatever they call it. So it's got lounges along the street. In the summer, they shut her down and bands play. I lived right at the end. So one day, me and Joel's mom, we were still together at the time, are walking down the street. And we're walking this way. Yeah. So we're walking on the other side of the street. I kept looking at this guy. He's really tall. And I kept looking at him. And it's like, fuck. There was a familiarity there. I just couldn't place it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a regular day. We're going fucking to get coffee or whatever. Walking the stroller. And fucking he comes to a crosswalk and hits the lights, and I'm coming, and so he's coming across, and we're meeting like pretty close, and I just stopped. And he walks up to me, super tall, older guy, and the biggest thing that stood out to me was his shoes. He's kind of wearing like shitty jeans, a hoodie, but the nicest fucking skate shoes. It's brand fucking new, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him, and I should say, like, I was a skateboarder most of my life. He gets close to me, and he gets up to me, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, are you Tony Hawk? And I knew, right? And I was just asking to reassure, and he's like, yeah. And I just like instantly, like, I froze, and I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, I grew up as a skateboarder, like I did DC National, so I was like hardcore growing up, and or snowboarding and shit, that.
Yeah.
So it was like not something you're expecting, right? Especially just walking down your own street randomly.
Totally, yeah.
So I'm like, holy fuck, I'm not prepared at all. I'm like, and this is this before cell phones too, right? Like this is the old Nokia flip phone. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go buy a fucking, a Sony head. Yeah. I'm going to Seb to buy a fucking disposable camera. But no, I shit you not. I'm like, holy fuck, can I get your autograph? And he's like, yeah, sure, man. I'm like, no pen, no nothing. We're in Winnipeg. There, people on bus stop. Like, you got a pen? You got a pen? Nobody had a pen. So I'm like, fuck. And he's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, no, man, please. So he's like, I'll tell you what. Go meet me. Subway is right there, and that's where he was crossing the street. He's like, I'm just going into Subway. Find a pen. Come in there. I'll get you an autograph. So I'm not far from my house. I walk from my condo. Run home, grab a pen, come back. Joel's mom and Joel's like 1 at the time, still standing there. I go inside, fucking look around, go in here. He's in there, sitting with fucking Bam Margera.
No way.
And Ryan Dunn. Yeah, just sitting, hanging out in fucking Subway. So I got all their autographs and shit. I still got it somewhere in my box of mementos.
Jesus.
But here they were doing like the Canadian or the Secret Skateboard Tour, or for the Tony Hawk Secret Skateboard Tour, and Winnipeg had just got a huge skate park, so they were there for that. That's probably
unreal.
one of my most memorable because it was so random.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was at a concert where they're gonna be anyways.
Yeah.
But I've been fortunate because of my fighting career. I've done a shot with Gene Simmons. I've met lots of UFC fighters because I trained with them, like Matt Serra. But that was probably honestly the most memorable one for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Cool. Okay, well I think we'll wrap it up for today. Shut her down. Shut her down. It was a good time. It was a good time. I gotta learn to stop clapping.
Get the golf claps going.
I'll download like a clap effect. I'll get that in there. But yeah, I think we'll do this again. Try for once a week or whatever. See how it goes. See how long it takes me to edit this. Hope everybody tunes in. Appreciate the 7 that do.
Yeah. You know who you are?
You know who you are, but if 7 tune in and 3 of them share, that's 2 more people at least, so we're up to 9.
Exactly.
Do the math, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll be up to 30. We'll be up to 32 in no time. Yeah. We'll make $1 somewhere.
Reese's will have no choice but to send the check soon.
Good old Pepsi right here. I'll zoom in on that. Crush this Pepsi. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Have we even came up with a name yet?
No, I don't think so.
We'll do that. We'll do that. See you
Figure
guys.
it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
See how I heard clap? It's the old Yellowstone, buddy.